Okay. Why did you do that? Like, the boomerangs are being weird. Hold on. No, it's like jumping. Like, it's weird. It's not... It's like it's skipping, if that makes sense. See, now it doesn't do it. Okay, let's try again.
Share to your camera. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Hello and welcome to the podcast. We are on here yet again, 3 weeks in a row. Yeah, we're trying so hard to be consistent here, and even with my crazy ass schedule, if we're doing it, so can you. Alright, so today's podcast is going to be on the holidays, how we get through it, gratitude, trying to I don't know, just how we get through the holidays, and which is very crazy, especially for Heather, because Heather is a hairstylist. I don't even want to begin to imagine how I'm going to be during this time next year.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be insane, but yeah, we just, that's what today's going to be. What? Uh-oh. Weird. Oh no. Hang on.
Is it not recording from your microphone?
I guess not.
I thought you sounded weird, but I was like, maybe my settings, maybe it's the headphones, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't believe this. That means the entire videos that
I can't hear you, boo.
That means the entire videos that I recorded today had crappy audio.
Oops.
Oh well, I'm still gonna put them up because I need content for this week, so.
Yeah, you're funny.
Okay, let's start this over. Hello, and welcome to our podcast. I am Maria, this is Heather, and today's podcast is going to be about the holidays and gratitude. We're going to touch on that too, and how we get through them. I know this is a very big time for Heather. Trying to coordinate when she can come down here is not fun.
Not at all.
And I'm like I said, I'm gonna hate to see what next year's gonna bring for me. Let's just say I'm not looking forward to it.
What, for the holiday season or just for next year?
Next year's holiday season. This year, like I said, I'm gonna have alcohol and all of that, and I'm just going to wallow.
That's fair. You're allowed to do that.
But Jonathan, he showed me a liquor that you can get at Trader Joe's that's supposed to be really good that I've gotta try. I gotta go pick up
at Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I want to know.
I forget what it's called, but it's like a cream. He says he puts it in his coffee.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, let me know how that is.
I will.
Thank you.
But hopefully you will be down here.
That's the goal. I can't make any promises, but that's the goal.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk with Heather first and see how she's gonna get through this holiday season.
Oh, well, obviously this holiday season is quite unique. given just the state of everything. So, I mean, this year, I mean, honest, like Thanksgiving, no one had invited me to anything. And at first I was really upset about it. And then I was like, wait,
Excuse me? Really?
yeah, nobody invited me to Thanksgiving. I thought you knew that. Yeah,
I did
nobody
not
invited
know
me.
that. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, I'm so sad.
It's okay. I'm not. Well, I mean, I was at first, but like it was fine. So,
Well, you were
so
invited to my Thanksgiving, but you can't come. So.
thanks. She's like, I don't even have to tell you. Well,
Mm.
I wasn't invited to Thanksgiving by anybody, and I'm being weird over here. And at first I was really upset, and then I was like, you know what, it's fine. Like we'll just stay home, whatever. I'll just relax. And that's exactly what I did. My mom wrote me 2 days before Thanksgiving and she was like, what are you doing, for Thanksgiving? I said, I'm staying away from everyone. I'm keeping to myself. That's what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. So I was really upset about that at first. But so if you're somebody who likes to be with your family and you can't be this year, like just try to take that downtime and appreciate it. Like try and take that downtime and like that quiet season and just like soak it in. Cause like you don't know if you're gonna get that again. You know what I'm saying? Like when the world goes back to normal, so that's kind of what I did with Thanksgiving. I just kind of enjoyed my immediate people, my kid, and I had a good time. And I didn't answer any text messages that seemed like drama could start. Even though they tried me. But
Oh, I'm
Christmas is
sure.
coming up and I've already been very clear, like no one's getting anything from me.
We
I said
usually draw names.
no, this year's been insane. And I told them, I was like, well, I'm buying for Persephone and that's it. I'm only buying for Pete. I think that's the most important thing. Like that's, the kids still deserve to have Christmas. So, we also decided that we're not going anywhere this year. Like, when I was a kid, the rule was always whoever had the kids stayed put and everyone came to them. So I'm following the same rule. I'm like, if you want to see my kid, like you can pop in. The only thing that I'm stressed about this season is my daughter's birthday. Because if you have a
Coming up pretty
party,
soon.
right? Well, in Saturday we're supposed to have a party, and it's like if you have a party, it's not like Christmas Day where like we can open presents and then like people can filter throughout the day. Like a party is a party and it has a time. And my parents have been divorced for 20 some years, a lot of years, probably almost 25 years. And Mike's parents are like super normal. So it's a really weird dynamic. I don't even want to see all my parents in the same room personally. And it's hard
Oh,
as a
that is
parent.
hilarious.
Well, it's hard as a parent. And like, I feel like this about Christmas too, but it's like, I don't want my kid to grow up how I did and having to split everything. You know what I mean? So I think that's my biggest stressor. Like, I don't give a fuck if anyone's mad at me for not buying them anything. I don't give a fuck if anybody's mad at me for not
Why would
giving enough
people be mad at
attention.
you for not buying them something?
Who
Like seriously.
who fucking knows?
I think for the last few years, like last year we were okay, and I think the year before we were okay, but for a couple of years there we couldn't buy anyone anything, and the only thing that we
Mm-hmm.
really cared about is spending it together, whether we were with family or not.
Yeah,
And I think honestly that the holidays and the real true meaning of the holidays kind of gets lost on people. It's frustrating because that's really not what it is about. And
right,
um, the biggest thing to me and to my family has always been family. It's always been
right.
family. And
Yeah,
the sad thing about this year is that, my mother's not there, and it's hard to even think about it because she was always everything was really centered around, she kind of gathered everybody together, and um, really was the light in Christmas. And it's going to be very, very odd and very sad that she's not there. Which
Right.
actually, see, my nail is a little tribute to my mom, because
Oh.
she loved the holidays. I love the holidays. It's my favorite time of year. And mom was so obsessed with poinsettias, and so I took a day and sat there for 8 hours drawing or trying to do 3D roses, because they say once you get that down, then you can get any flower down. Once if you look at how the petals are placed and what they look like and stuff. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I finally got that down, and I sat down Sunday, or not Saturday, while I was at school, and did a little poinsettia on my nail. And I was so happy, because that's my little tribute to her, because she loved them so much. I mean, she had several places in the house. She would always be picking them up and buying them and whatnot. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm getting better at nails, so
Woo!
got
You're so
it. I'm
funny.
getting better. I'm
You're
excited because
so funny.
they're not really thick anymore. I've gotten them thin, and they stay. They don't lift. So yeah,
Please stay. That's
I'm
good.
excited. Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
good.
What about you? What about work wise?
Work. I was just thinking about that. Work wise, I don't know. I don't really think about it. I just go in and work. um, this year's a little different, so it's not as busy as it usually would be. But I don't know. It's for me, like, work distracts me from everything else. So the
Little
busier I am,
distractions
the
are good.
better. Yeah, it's the best.
Mm.
It's like my favorite distraction is work. So like the fact that the holidays are busy is great, because it's like you're just going, you get there, and then all of a sudden you're leaving. Whereas, like, January comes around or July comes around, and literally you're just sitting and you're like, oh my, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is terrible. Um, excuse me. But yeah, I don't know. And everyone's typically pretty nice around the holidays, so there's not a lot of like
Yeah, which is
complaining going
sad that
on.
people are nicer around the holidays and not around the rest of the
I
year.
know. I wish people would just be like that all the time. Like,
Right.
yeah, the only thing that, and I had said something about it yesterday, like, certain states are starting to shut down, which is scary because of work and the holidays. Like, that's scary this time of year, like, especially right now. It's scary anytime, but especially right now. And I had to like say something, because I was just like, there are people who kind of like laugh it off, like, well, I have to get my hair done because, I don't want to have to go through quarantine with shitty hair again. And I'm like, and oh, because we're about to shut down, or probably going to shut down. And like, that's something that's more what I'm stressed about than having to work, is not being able to work. Because I'm like, yo, it's not funny. Because if I don't have a job, like, I don't have an income, which means I don't have holidays for my kid. And it's just like a whole thing. And I'm the only one in my family who can't work during the shutdown besides my dad. So that's the
Right.
scariest thing for me. Other than that, like, I don't know. I just don't want to see anybody. Like, Maria, I don't want to see anybody. I'm like, I want to see my kid open presents. I want to watch my nieces open some presents, and that's it. I'm good. Merry Christmas to me. Whoever else filters in and out of the house can filter in and out, and I will be in my room.
Mm.
I don't want to see anybody. I've been so much happier that way over the last, week and a half, 2 weeks.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing. Um, I'm to the point where, and I said this last time, where I don't want to do anything. That's just the way that I'm gonna be this year. I don't want to do anything. I just want to drink and eat, and that's about it.
Right.
Christmas. Um, I I have had some relatives on Mark's side saying that you don't need that. I don't need to do that. I need to at least come over for a little bit. So
Right.
we may go over my sister-in-law's house and just hang with her for a couple hours, and then come back home and drink and eat and stuff my face and all that.
And stuff my face. That's funny.
Stuff my face. Because I am an emotional eater and I like to eat.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm an emotional not eater, if that makes sense. Like, I switch back and forth, but right now I don't eat. It's weird. I hate that. It's super annoying.
I'd rather not want to eat than eat everything in sight, because
I mean, that's fair.
I'm trying to freaking lose weight and I'm not losing weight.
I forgot I had a drink over there. You're talking about food, and I was like, oh yeah. But anyways, so I don't know. So if I had to answer the question very simply, like, my way of dealing with the holidays is not seeing anyone else. Like, I'm comfortable enough with myself and my, like, dynamic at home right now that I really am just, like, so good. So good.
Yeah, no, it's understandable.
Fuck 'em. Just saying. Maria knows. So funny.
What does that mean? Is she here? I don't know. Can you look and make sure? Because there's 2 Great Danes in downtown Rome.
Well, all right.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no, she doesn't have her tags.
Well, that's no good. My computer keeps moving.
It's not good at all. Anyway,
sorry.
So, huh? Thank you. Okay. Anyway, I didn't even. How long is? We've only been on for what? 20 minutes. 18 minutes. That's hilarious. All right, moving on. Oh, let's talk about the state of my hair right now. Look at this. Look how bad it is.
It just needs some color love. That's all. In a good deep condition.
And it needs to be cut like right here because it's starting to curl in. At least until the rest of this grows out.
It looks very similar to the picture that showed up on my memories. Like the length.
The length of this side is, remember, I'm still growing my undercut out, so it's just the top of it right here is long.
Got you.
So it just needs some trimming and stuff, and then yeah, it desperately needs a color. But
I really want to try holographic hair. Actually, I have a few things I want to try, so
you need to get your butt over here then.
I know, I'm so ready. I'm so fucking ready. Anyways, sorry about that. I just got excited.
It's okay. Remember, it's not for kids. It's explicit.
It's true. I just got really excited. I've been having all these like crazy like color ideas in my head, and I can't execute them yet, and I'm just ready to be able to execute them. That's all.
That's like me with nails. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I have so many ideas that I want to try.
Yeah.
Some that I try and they don't. They don't come out very well.
Oh, okay.
And some that I try that actually do come out decent.
That's funny.
So, and of course I always have nails on.
Right.
I will forever have nails on because they tell you that you need to um, be a walking billboard.
Absolutely. It's a real
So
thing.
that's exactly what I'm doing. And everybody always asks me who does my nails. So
Look, you're doing great.
I still don't know if I can get a decent clientele. I'm so scared. I am so scared of opening my salon.
Well, don't worry about that yet. Take it one thing at a time.
I got to graduate first.
Right.
I got to
Get
take
there.
my state boards.
Then worry about the rest later. It is really stressful, though. I get it. But yeah, you just got to take it one thing at a time.
Well, not only that, in Texas, you have to use odorless.
Mm-hmm.
And odorless works completely different than the stuff that we normally use.
Right.
And what was funny was odorless always appealed to me because it sets up slower.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've gotten the hang of the regular monomer. That to me seems like it sets slow.
Oh.
Because I've gotten faster. I've gotten a lot faster. I can do like an entire just plain Jane set in an hour.
Oh.
If I have decorations and stuff, it's of course more than that because there's a lot that goes like this. Takes me another like 30 minutes.
That's fair. It won't always, though.
So yeah, I know. Once I get used to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I'm trying to get used to my new schedule. It's been a little difficult because I like have no time to do anything. I pretty much eat, sleep, and drink nails.
That's fair.
And I have like nothing else I have time for. My recording days are Monday.
Right.
And maybe I can squeeze one in. And then I edit Monday because I haven't put up today's video. Today's video won't be put up till later in the day. But, and then Tuesday nights are for editing while my kids are with their dad. I edit, I do the podcast, which is now the way that we do it. It's not much work, like at all.
That's good.
And then I've got to edit the video for Wednesday. So, yeah, it's a lot of work. Those that think that YouTube is just a walk in the park, it is not. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. That's why I always fall off of it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to stay consistent because I'm consistently growing. I'm not growing as fast as I would like to be, but I'm still consistently growing. I'm not losing subscribers, I'm gaining them. So I want to stay at least 2 videos a week, if not 3. How I get there is going to be a different story because Saturday when I get home from school, because Saturdays was usually my recording nights from my nail videos.
Okay.
And then recording, something from Monday, having something in from Monday. Fridays and Saturdays. Fridays I now can do nothing because I have to get to bed early. So I go to bed at 10 and then I get up. So I lost a complete day. And then Saturdays I come home and I am so freaking tired that I don't want to do anything.
It's a long week.
Yeah, all I want to do is just sit and relax and watch TV and eat junk food.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm glad I'm already married because, man, I would never get myself a guy because I was so heavy.
Meanwhile,
Heather's just like, I can't believe she just said that.
Uh,
I'm in a
No,
mood today, guys.
you're on one today. I'm not. But you said that and I look over and this man's over here snoring. So I just thought it was funny. I was like, "Oh my God. I can't."
Yeah, no, that was a joke, guys. I'm not saying that if you're overweight, you're not going to get a guy. And, but like I said, I eat, sleep, and drink nails. I go to school for 8 hours a day, and I come home. I am so exhausted, and I still have to cook dinner and all of that. So it's a lot. But the thing is I have an end goal in mind, and I know what I want to do. And when I graduate, I know what I want to do. So I'm pretty sure that when I start working, that I'm going to be the same way, because my days are going to be even longer, because I'm plan on it being, I plan on being open from 8, no, maybe probably 9 to 7. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I'm only gonna be open Monday through, not Monday, sorry, Tuesday through Saturday. I'm gonna have Sunday and Monday off. So we'll see.
We'll see. Sorry, I was just looking at maybe it was a master. Sorry, you're talking about like how busy you are in school and everything, and I just remember someone coming in and saying like, how many hours do you guys do in this amount of time? So how many hours do you do?
600.
600 in a maximum of 6 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. A master degree, let me see, is 1,200 hours, and that's over 6 years. So you're doing half of a master's degree in 6 months as far as the amount of time that you're putting in, not, and like including the fact, I would say not including, but you got to think if you're like going to school to get educated and you're coming home and you're doing book work, you're coming home and you're doing tangible work. So you're still doing the work while you're there when you come home. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. So if a master's degree is 1,200 hours in 6 years, we did 1,500 hours in, it's really 10 to 15 months. You're doing 600 in 6 months. Like, people really underestimate, like, it is balls to the wall. It is balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is even when my son is talking to somebody. I'm sorry. That was weird. Even when Heather was doing it, and I saw, everything that Heather was going through, and all that she did, and I knew that it was like exhausting for her. I really didn't know. Because you don't know unless you are right in the middle of it. And now I get to school, and if I don't have any clients that day, it's practice, practice, practice. So I'm there for 8 hours practicing. And it's not like, a lot of people do, depending on what they're doing, sometimes they goof off and whatnot. But for me, I'm there to learn, because I know that in 6 months or less, because I'm hoping to get it done in 12 weeks, which is three months. And so if I know what I'm gonna do, because right after that I'm gonna open a salon, so I'm gonna be even more busy. So right now it's as soon as I get to work, or as soon as I get to school, and after theory, because we have theory like 3 days a week, and it's only for an hour. But as soon as I get to school, I'm sitting down and I'm starting on a set, or completing whatever set I was working on the day before. And then once I'm done with that, I take everything off, put new tips on, and start another set. So I'm trying to consistently learn new techniques and trying to hone in my skills, because when I first started, my nails were so thick, not even funny. Um, and now I've gotten to the point where they're thinner and they're still strong. And I'm trying to perfect my shaping, and I'm also trying to learn new things like 3D flowers, encapsulation, and all of this stuff. There is so much to learn, like in just in nails in general. Um, and granted, I'm sitting at a desk on a chair that is not meant to be sat on for 8 hours a day. And when
Oh
I get
my
home,
god.
my lower back hurts so bad. I have to put a heating pad on, and I'm just so worn out. Like when I first get in, I do not want to be talked to,
Right.
like, at all. I just want to sit down, I want to relax. And then, luckily Mondays and Wednesdays my son cooks dinner, so I don't have to cook dinner, so I could just relax and do
Right.
that. But Um, then I go to bed and I have to do it all over again. You know, pick up and drop off my child at school, and tend to the animals in the house. I mean, there's a lot to do.
Right.
So on top of that, Heather's was learning hair and all of that. So she had a lot more crap to learn than I do. And you really don't know how bad it is until you're like in it.
Mhm.
And it's exhausting.
Mhm.
And then it's just
You
going to be
know,
that much more whenever you start working.
I'm so grateful because like that you say that because like you really don't know unless you're in it, and it's one thing to have your peers who are in school with you right now look at your family or whoever and be like, no, you don't understand, like it's stressful because they're in the middle of it right now. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I know what I'm trying to say. I can't make it make sense. It's different like when you observe it and then you experience it is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
When you haven't observed it and you just experience it, you're just like, holy shit, this is stressful. But when you watch someone else go through it and you're like, damn, that looks stressful, but then you actually feel it, like it's a different type of appreciation. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like
It is.
sometimes I wish like the people around me could have had that type of experience, because there were so many days that it was just like, I don't know, I didn't want to do things and it was a problem, or I would be so frustrated because I'd be at school all day and then I go do hair
Mm-hmm.
outside of school, which is so illegal, but whatever. I didn't have a license yet, so y'all can't do anything to me. But I would do hair at school, and then I would do hair at home, and then I'm practicing on mannequins at home, and then I'm watching hair videos, I'm taking classes, I'm going to shows, and it's like it becomes your life. It becomes your life
Yeah.
so fast.
Well, it becomes your family's life too. And I don't know, you did it and you had a child, like a baby. You're a
Yeah.
toddler. So
Yeah.
that in itself, kudos to you, because I have teenage
Thank you.
kids and I still want to scream at days. But not only, yeah, like Mark and I had argued earlier, because like I told Becca, I said, hey, I'm gonna do your nails when you come over, because she does dip nails. She likes having dip nails. And I said, I'm gonna do your nails when you come over for Thanksgiving. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, why did y'all put all these boxes in my office? And they were like, well, you're not going to need it anyway. I said, no, I'm doing Becca's nails today. And Mark was just like, when do you ever take a day off? And I'm like, I've got to
When you love
practice.
something, you don't.
Yeah. And he goes, I swear, everything you do, you eat, sleep, drink, nails. He goes, this entire family is nails. It's all about nails. And I said, I'm sorry. I don't
Right.
I don't know what you expect from me. Um, because that's the way that it is,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're in school, because you're trying to learn as
Right.
much as you can.
Right.
Um, So like my YouTube watching, I mean, even if you notice the stuff that I'm watching a hell of a lot more nail videos than I ever did makeup videos. And even now,
Mm-hmm.
there's some of my friends' videos that I'm so far behind on because I haven't been watching their videos. All I'm doing is trying to learn more about shaping because I'm having issues with a couple of shapes, and so I'm trying to learn more about shaping. And I learn from I'm a visual learner. I have to
Mm-hmm.
see it being done and then I have to actually do it. So that's how I learn. So that's what I do. And there's sometimes that I have to take a break and I have to actually sit there and watch something decent with my husband because he's
Right.
sick of seeing nail videos or makeup videos or even talking about nails or all that. So there's a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot to it. So before you even get your license, that's what it's about.
Right.
And it's difficult to explain that to somebody. I mean, because I understood it, but I didn't understand it. You catch what I'm trying to say,
Yes.
because I knew Heather was like a really busy, but being actually in it, yeah, you're
Hold
busy.
on one second. Yes, child. Yeah. Can I try that? I haven't tried that one. Yes, you can. Oh, the door. Well, can I finish my podcast first? All right, I'll be out in a little bit, babe. No adult thing. I just want to try it.
Did you listen to our podcast
Thank you.
last week?
Mm-mm.
It made me smile because I was listening to Persephone. It was so cute, and then Heather going, this is Mama's time."
Yeah, that's not a real thing unless I'm not here. So it's fine. I just went today and got her Christmas or birthday presents. This year, this season this year is stressing me out, but it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
But I just went and got those, so I'm excited about that. But I'm just grateful I can get her anything. I'm grateful that we can make birthdays and Christmas happen. That's all I am worried about.
It's a good thing. You've been
Yeah.
pretty busy though, haven't you?
Yes. Yes. I don't have a life. Well, just in general, life-wise, yes.
Well,
yeah. Yeah. This week was a little bit slower, but I mean, we were off on Thursday. And after Thanksgiving isn't as busy. You know what I'm saying? Right after.
I think that week is kind of a give me week.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was pretty slower for us this week. I mean, we had Thursday off, and then Tuesday we came in, and that was our Thanksgiving for school.
Mm-hmm.
We did like a potluck thing there, and then was it Wednesday I came in and did my normal thing, and then Friday and Saturday I came in and did my normal thing. But the whole kind of vibe was a little lax.
Yeah.
But I wasn't lax.
We had they had a Friendsgiving at work on Wednesday. It was nice.
Yeah, that's what they called it at our school, was a Friendsgiving. So
I don't know why that term's bothering me or this year. I don't know. Last year we did it, but I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I'm I don't know. I'm just weird. I feel like I'm just in a weird place this year.
I'm in a weird place this year. Everything's different. I think it's because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, not only school, but home life, because
Mm-hmm.
my mom's not here, and I don't know, just it seems like a lot of things have changed, yet a lot of things are the same. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things have changed.
A lot, yeah.
So it's a completely different vibe. It's I don't know.
But on that vibration, I'm gonna use that to segue into that whole thing about gratitude. Because we never stay on topic for anything, which is fine.
Of
But
course we don't.
I know. No, but
It's
like
not in our
even
nature,
though,
but I think our listeners have known that the work
yeah,
life that we have.
woo, go us. No, but like I feel like a lot of it's just about perspective though. Like what I mean, that's anything, that's life in general. So I can't necessarily pinpoint it to this, but whatever. It's about perspective because like we were just talking about Thanksgiving. Like I could have been like really dwelling on the fact that, oh my god, nobody invited me, but instead I was like, yo, this is the best Thanksgiving ever. Like I have no politics, no drama, no bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really just dependent on how you look at it. And for me, like, I can go, okay, well, I can only afford gifts from Five Below for P, and feel bad and be like, oh, I wanted to get her all this extravagant shit, or I can be like, oh my god, I got to like be able to do that. um Whatever the case may be, or just be grateful that I don't have to fucking travel anywhere, or be grateful I don't have to deal with any shit I don't want to deal with, or just I'm grateful just to get the fuck through 2020. Like I'm over it. I know that like
I
January
think
1st is not going to
everybody is
bring.
over it.
I know, and I know January 1st isn't going to bring some like a magical fucking like cure to life, but god damn it, I'm just tired of hearing like, oh well, it's because it's 2020. Okay, well, it's almost done. So, let's get out of that mindset. This has been such a
Right.
toxic fucking year, and everyone has been kind of blaming everything on the year and the politics and um
It's all in how you look at things.
well, it's like obviously like there are very serious things going on, right? But like it's toxic to take every negative thing and just be like it's 2020. Like, bro,
Yeah,
no.
blaming
You
the
can't just
virus
like
over everything.
you can't just like fuck up your life and make bad choices and be like, well, it's 2020. Like what? Y'all are so funny to me. No, I'm just really ready for it to be over. I'm grateful that we're at the end of this fucking year. I'm grateful that I'm still working for the time being. I'm grateful the fucking sun is shining. My windows are open. Like I'm chilling. Yeah, there's just like that's something too I'm trying to get better about again. I used to do gratitude every day. And just with like my own personal stress, and I did have some holiday stress, like very briefly. It wasn't anything insane, but I've kind of fallen off of that, which is these are the worst times to fall off of things like affirmations, goal setting, gratitude, because those are the things that kind of like keep you balanced, so, and it's so easy to fall off because you're in a negative mindset, it's whatever. So, just trying to get back into that habit of being grateful for people, places, things, my environment, like whatever I can be like, that helps get me through this time too. That helps get me through a lot of things. And this time is really hard for me too, because I do have my older daughter. I hate the holidays when it comes to all that. Because I don't like get to see her either. But yeah, it's like I could dwell on that. I could dwell on a lot of things, but instead it's like it's just so much easier to be like, okay, but the flip side, there's an opportunity, or if you dig deep enough, there's a silver lining, or, it's just like, I don't know. Maria has said in the past that I always find a positive in everything. Like, no matter what I'm going through, no matter how shitty, like, I could vent to Maria for fucking 10 hours and I'd be like, but I'm learning something about myself today,
Because you do. I mean, and that's a really good way to look at things. It's a really good way to look at life, especially when you've been through the shit that you've been through. I was talking today in my, if y'all do, if you, anybody that follows my channel, I talked about the podcast in my Get Ready With Me, because of course, I was getting ready for the podcast and following up on school and everything. My third week of school, I think. Jeez.
Oh, it's gonna fly.
It's only been 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was talking about everything that, that we talk about, how it's has a lot to do with mental health and with positivity and trying to basically help people. I mean, we are no experts. We're more experts in the fact that we've been through a lot of this stuff.
Lots of
And
therapy.
yeah, and the fact that right now, especially in this generation, mental health is running rampant through our entire population. Um, and it's getting more of people are talking about it more, but it still
Mm-hmm.
has that stigma to it because
Mm-hmm.
of the way that my generation was taught, and how we push everything down. We don't talk about things like that. And
Right.
so, but now this generation is getting to the point where there's no reason not to talk about it, because at one point in your life somebody is going to have some kind of mental health issue. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can't go your entire life and not have some
Right.
kind of mental health issue, whether it be depression because you've lost a loved one, or anxiety like I am. Um, and that's the things that we like to talk about, because I touched on the fact that we do these lives, and we do them on, we do the lives on Monday. The podcast goes up on Wednesday. Um, and that we do these lives because we want to have an open conversation. We want
Mm-hmm.
our listeners to be able to, whether they do or not, we want our listeners to be able to come on and have an open, frank conversation with us, or with themselves, or with, the community, um, and not have to worry about being judged, and let them know that you are not alone. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people deal with what you're dealing with, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard when you're going through it and it feels like you don't know what you're going to do, and it feels like you're never going to climb out of that hole. But you do.
Mm-hmm.
You do climb out. You do learn how to cope and learn how to deal with things, whether it be, you know meditation, gratitude,
Oh, love
doing
meditation.
um doing the things to put your head in the right spot, or therapy, or medication, or a combination of everything, which is like what I do. um because me, if I don't do all of those things, and I mean all of them, I start going
Mm-hmm.
back into a deep depression, or to a deep,
Mm-hmm.
you know back in myself. My anxiety gets the better of me. But
Right.
that's why we have these lives, so that we can have open discussions, and things like that. So in a shortened version of what I just said, um,
It's
uh,
fine.
we wanna make it so that everybody has a safe place to talk.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and while we're on the subject of mental health and all that, like, I was just thinking, so I started to write down, was to put something like on Instagram or something of just like ways you can take care of yourself for the next month, like, setting proper boundaries, taking alone time, taking time to listen to a podcast or read personal development, like something that's going to uplift you, like watching positive things. Like, it sounds so ridiculous to be like, find happy news sources, but find happy news sources. Like, our minds are attracted to the negative shit, and then when we get attracted to the negative shit, we get sucked into the negative shit, and then we become negative shit, and we're like, oh my god, how did we get here? So you have to like be intentional in what you're putting in and what you're putting out, because whatever you're getting, like, you're putting in and you're processing, you're going to like regurgitate that. So make sure that you're putting in good stuff. Don't be afraid to tell your mom or your aunt, like, yo, like, listen, I don't need to hear about what happened with Aunt Becky. Like, I need a break. I have boundaries. That's okay. It's okay to say, like, okay, if you have kids or if you have other obligations, like, I'm taking a break and I'm taking a bubble bath, or I'm writing, I'm painting, I'm walking, like, whatever it is that you have to do, just like make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking those breaks and evaluating your feelings and why you're feeling that way. Like, right now, the mental health hotlines are, I think it was like last time I looked, they were up like 75, maybe it was over 100% of what they were getting before. And I believe the suicide rate is up 60%, which the suicide rate also always jumps typically around this time of year. And then when you add in, now there may be shutdowns and job losses and things like that, like, just try to focus on what you can control when we're living in a time where we feel like there's not a lot we can control. There's so much we can control, right? So even though the world is going to seem crazier than it usually already does this time of year, like, focus on what you can do. You can control yourself. You can control how you take care of yourself. You can control how you treat others. You can control what you let affect you and how you process things. But, you can't control, what happens with the government. You can't control what happens with, other people, insanity. I want to punch everybody who doesn't wear a fucking mask just because I just want this shit to be over, but I can't do that. Like, so I can control just being like, okay, well, I'll wear mine, I guess, shit like that. It's just, I feel like that's the only way to cope, like, the rest of the time of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way to cope most of the time. So it's just, you have to be like hyper vigilant right now,
Yeah. And just to point out what Wendy said, she said sometimes the tools for mental management will not work unless a certain amount of maturity and realism is involved. That's true. And not only that, you've got to admit that there's something wrong. There's a lot of things that people do try, they try to do all of the tools and everything, but if you don't think that there is anything wrong, nothing's going to work. Because you've got to admit it to yourself. And how do I put this? You may think that you've admitted to yourself that there's an issue, but I guarantee it that if this is like I would say if this is like your first, kind of delving into all of this, that you haven't. Because I know when I first started with my anxiety issues, I started when I was a teenager. And then it just got worse whenever what happened to me.
Right.
And I went to therapy. I talked until I was blue in the face. I did all of this, but honestly, I wasn't admitting to myself what had happened and what had resulted in effect to that. And it wasn't until I want to say I was almost well into my 30s. It was like after I got divorced from my first husband. I didn't really start healing until I got married and was on to my second,
Right.
into my second marriage. Um, then everything started going, better. I just, life was better. I had a partner that supported me, a partner that was a partner and not just somebody that was there. Um, and that's when I really, really started making major changes and major strides in my mental health. I was doing I was going to therapy, I was meditating, I was listening to positive, you know, books and things out there. But yeah, that's true. None of that stuff was working because I wasn't admitting to myself that I
Right.
really, really did have a problem and I really did need some help.
Well, and sometimes it's not even about like admitting that you have, I mean, yes, obviously if like you have to admit that you have problems, but sometimes as far as like self-care, it's a matter of admitting whether or not you actually believe that you're capable of those things and whether or not you deserve those things and whether or not you have the mindset to even absorb that level of like empowerment and positivity. Um because I know that if I had tried to do that shit a long time ago, like before uh I was ready, I would have been like, yo, this is some bullshit. Y'all are funny. Like no journal's gonna help me. Like no like, prompted journal's gonna help me. No, this is gonna, I would have a list of things. But for me, like I just believe everybody should go to therapy. That's how I got where I am. I went to therapy because I was going on with my choice of adoption for my oldest daughter. And I just went because I was like, I need to navigate this like emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
But in time, it was like, and my therapist was very sneaky in how she diagnosed me. She was like, why don't you tell me how you feel about these uh like criteria? And she read me all the criteria for my diagnosis and then I cried. But I had to it I think that just going for the sake of going was good because it helped me prepare to get that diagnosis. It helped me open my mind enough to take that and sit with it and let it marinate. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think everybody should be doing it and take care of themselves. And even if there's like apps you can use. Even if you don't have insurance, you can still sign up for health insurance. It's open enrollment. You might want to do that now if you don't have it because there are inexpensive policies that you can still get your mental health covered. So just food for thought. Ah, sorry. See,
She
this is
knows
the
this
part
because
of the
she's dealing with this right now.
yes.
Open enrollment.
Yeah. I love how like all of a sudden like it was just like mental health picked up. But we could
Well,
talk
we
about
could
that
talk
type of
about
shit all
mental
day.
health. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty. The thing is this show pretty much revolves around mental health. Mental
Right.
health is in like every single one of our episodes, and it's because we are huge advocates for that because it plays a big role in our lives.
Mhm.
Like I said, I've been through a lot, and I know a lot of people. I haven't. I've been through a lot, but I still haven't been through what a lot of people have went through.
Right.
Like, yeah, I've had things happen to me, and they were horrible things. But and it all makes for the mental state that I'm in right now. And if I hadn't have gotten help, I don't know where I would be right now. I seriously do not know where I would be right now.
Right.
Possibly dead. Um,
Right.
because I really didn't. I was in that mind space where I did not want to live anymore. Um, so and I don't want people to go through that thinking that they're alone and that they don't have anybody to talk to because you do. I mean, reach out to one of us. Um,
Mhm.
we will always make time if it's for something like that. So that's pretty much that's what we need to have our little category on is mental health, because it's really what it is. It's really what this show revolves around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I guess this is a good segue to cut off the episode, because
sorry guys.
oh look, exactly an hour.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. Yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions on, episodes and stuff, we'll be happy to touch point on those.
Yes.
So yeah, we want this show to be all about positivity and kind of bringing people up and helping y'all navigate through life, because there's no manual on it.
No.
I wish there was. I really wish there was, because I'm 41 and I still struggle to this day.
Yeah, I'm glad that I figured a lot of shit out early.
Shoot, yeah, the truth. If I was your age and I'm in the mental space that you were, I'd be so much further in life right now.
Yo, relax. You're funny.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, we will see you next week in our next podcast. We love you.
Woo!
Guys. Have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.